Good afternoon, this is my Shaman Oracle reading for Sunday. I'm sorry I'm late, very late to say that, but my cat Leo died on Thursday and that kind of put me out of the usual routine. So I'm very sorry to be late for reading for Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. And now we start, okay? I'm using 5 decks and 2 cards from the first deck, which is the Moon and Stars Tarot. And the first card for you, Sagittarius, is the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles is about compassion, volunteering, and fulfillment. And the meaning of the card is kindness. The 6 of Pentacles is a card of good gestures. You are equally giving and receiving generosity. You feel harmonious and you are at peace as you find it is more fulfilling to share your wealth than to keep it all for yourself. You may be donating your money or your time, or you might be showing compassion to those around you, giving kindly and with no expectations. You are bringing things into balance. There is divine energy around this card as you lead with your heart. The star message is to continue to give open-heartedly, as the actions you take now will start the flow of kindness. And the second card is the Chariot, and this card is about motivation, self-discipline, accomplishment, travel, energy, and movement. The Chariot is being driven by a strong-willed woman of this deck, and this woman channels the universal energy and she is full of motivation. Being pulled by 2 tigers, she has just left the earth and is on a journey into the universe, and so she signifies travel, movement, and readjustment. She is adorned with glistening citrine stars and moons, and her chariot is promoting success. The constellation of Cancer shines to the left of the card and symbolizes positive emotion. The meaning of the card is progress. The Chariot card often appears when you feel pulled in 2 directions, and the card tells you to make a decision about which path you want to follow. This card represents a lot of mental energy which can now be used in action. Opportunities arise for personal marks of success or financial gain. So commit to your goals or destination, as it will be rewarding. Your energies are being spent wisely, even if the result isn't what you had initially hoped for. A valuable lesson was needed for your spiritual growth. There is a star message. You can overcome any obstacles and succeed. And there is moon magic affirmation. Say this: I look at my future and I believe in what I desire. Now we come to the Starseed Oracle card, and out for you came Earth. And Earth is about learning how to be human and to be in the world, but not of it. The challenge for all souls having a human experience is to be in this world, but not of it. To realize they are souls having a human experience and be fully conscious of it, and to have their soul fully embodied in the body. People's personalities that tend to relate to either transcendence or immanence, and those who lean toward transcendence, they have a longing for the heavens and the metaphysical. They yearn for a personal experience with the divine and to be lost in the heavens, and they envision angels and are more comfortable praying and hanging out in the stars than here on earth. And those who tend toward immanence, they have attached themselves more to the earth and to their body. They spend more time thinking about things in this physical world rather than connecting with the heavens or their own mystical inner world. Being a fully embodied soul and having a human experience means finding the balance between transcendence and immanence, and being in the world but not of it. So most star seeds, they are drawn toward transcendence. They are more comfortable with the angels and the heavens. Life on earth can be more difficult for them. If this is you, you are being reminded that you chose to be a soul in a body on earth, and you are being called to focus more of your energies in the physical world. To learn how to be human, a soul in a human body, fully present to what life on earth has to offer you. So ask this starseed soul inquiry: do I tend to long for the stars, or am I more in the physical? How can I find greater balance between the two? The Divine Feminine card that came out for you is Innana. And Innana, she is the Queen of Heaven and of Earth. And she says to you, I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. So, who is she, Innana? Innana, she represents the power that comes back to us when we accept and integrate our shadow. Innana was the most prominent female deity in ancient Mesopotamia. At the height of her worship, around the Uruk period of 4000 to 2000 BCE, temples and shrines dedicated to Innana they lined the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Her name is Sumerian for Lady of Heaven. Her temples, they housed her priestesses, and they each would a man to bed with them on the spring equinox to reenact the divine marriage or Hieros Gamos between Innana and her consort called Dumuzi. The Hieros Gamos is an ancient ritual of uniting the opposites from within, the male and the female, the light and the dark, and most especially the heaven and the earth. This theme occurs in accounts of Innana's descent into the underworld to find her sister Eresh Kigal. She must take off an article of clothing at each of the 7 gates, so that when she finally reaches her sister, she is naked. And when Innana ascends, she does so with Eresh Kigal's power. When your soul selects this card, Innana goes into the depths of her own unconsciousness to merge with her twin sister's self. She becomes more powerful because she is no longer using conscious psychic energy to keep her shadow or negative attributes hidden deep underground. She courageously descends and faces the aspects of herself that are hard to get to when she is fully dressed or cloaked heavily in her ego. Innana is an invitation to get naked. She wants us to drop our defenses. She wants us to see how holy and sacred it is to be vulnerable. As above, so below. This is an alchemical adage that suggests heaven and earth are not so separate after all. It suggests that within us, deep down in the dark cages, where we place parts of ourselves, the truth that exists there also exists right here on the surface of our everyday lives. So if we are exerting great amounts of energy to keep from seeing our shadow, it is actually playing a large role in our conscious life. When we can face what we think is dark or negative about us, I mean really embrace it and see it for what it is, a beautiful broken place that is a call for love, then we can emerge more whole. We can marry the light and dark aspects of our being. And in uniting with our twin sister from the depths, we can stop projecting her onto other women. We can see and own the hot mess we often are and not get sabotaged by it. The light must cast a shadow, and the high priestess is the one who gets called to love them both. So ask this soul voice meditation: can I love my shadow as much as I love my light? And say this intention: I have nothing to hide. I see and I accept all that I am. The quantum oracle card that came out for you is Optimism, and the card is a consciousness card. The deck has different suits like consciousness, energy, intention, people, events, spirit, and cycle. And the card Optimism is a consciousness card with the title Bright Future. On the card, a woman looks joyously at a sunrise over a beautiful valley. Abundant fruit hangs on the trees that surround her. This is a card of great value and great achievement. Your reality is shifting in a much more positive direction. So look for an exciting new development in money, in romance, or in your career. This could also manifest as a personal accomplishment or a creative success. Old blocks, they are falling away, and you are choosing to see the light at the end of the tunnel. There is an increased optimism taking hold in your attitude, and you have finally determined to raise your consciousness to a more positive outlook. This reveals a much more beneficial mindset than you may have had in the past. Your attitude of optimism ensures that a very bright future, perhaps one you may not have been expecting, is on its way. So say this affirmation: I choose optimism and joy throughout each day. I look to the future with hope and excitement. That's wonderful, right? So the last card is the Grimalkin's Curious Cats Tarot. And before I get to that one, I'm sorry, I was wrong. There is no Grimalkin's Dogs Tarot or Curious Dogs Tarot. I read something from the author. She intended to create a dog's tarot, but then she just created Grimalkin's Curious Cats Tarot. And the funny thing is, the author, she is not really a cat's lover. She loves dogs, but then she nevertheless created Grimalkin's Curious Cats Tarot, which is very strange, I think. But I enjoy the deck, so I'm using it. And the card that came out for you, Sagittarius, is a card named Grimalkin. And this card is a special card which is not found in a normal tarot card deck. And the card Grimalkin is dedicated to the cat Missy. This deck is dedicated to the gray cat, the wise elder who bravely carved a path before us, a path that is easier for us today because of her contributions. If the Grimalkin should appear to you, it is because you could use healing, and that will start with a dose of reality. The Grimalkin leaves the playing up to the kittens, as she prefers to watch over them, maybe offer a correction if a young cat oversteps the boundaries. It is time to resist impulses that come from immaturity and to go inward. Are events happening to you, or are you the one in control? The wisdom of the matriarch lives within us, and where the unity card brings trust with others, the Grimalkin card asks you that you cultivate trust with yourself, with your intuition, and with your spirit. So have patience with the world around you and listen for the whispers of the crone, as she will help you find your peace, your power, and your unique magic. When the energy attributes are positive, it allows you the events to take place with patience and grace, feeling drawn into nature, content with life, highly intuitive, and stepping back and allows others to make mistakes so as to learn and offer healing and wisdom with a soft touch. And when the energy attributes are negative, you prefer to be isolated, you retreat from society, you cling to your old ways of doing things, and it might cause negative feelings or emotions as a result of being impatient or maybe too critical. So, Sagittarius, that was your late reading. I wish you a wonderful Sunday. I thank you for listening, and I will be back tomorrow on Monday with my new week's reading. Okay? And I'm sorry I was late with your reading. Take care and goodbye.